We've all seen it in the movies. Some cops are digging for the truth. The perps insist,
"You can't handle the truth!"
and bam, they break out the polygraph machine. According to TV, the polygraph is a fail-safe way to get to the truth and find out when someone is lying. But in real life, they fail to live up to the hype. The lie detector would be better suited as a fear detector. That's because so-called lie detection involves inferring deception through analysis of physiological responses to a series of questions. The only problem with that, there's no recognized set of physiological responses that indicate deception. An innocent person could be nervous over being questioned, and a sociopath could be as cool as a cucumber. As a result, they're inadmissible as evidence in most federal and state courts. But still, just because lie detectors are junk science doesn't mean you can't learn to beat them. To beat a lie detector test, you first need to understand how they work. They typically monitor 3 indicators of human behavior: heart rate and blood pressure, respiration, and skin conductivity. When you're taking a polygraph test, the machine first registers the baseline of your vital signs. Examiners then try to trick you into lying by asking you a series of control questions that are only distantly related to the crime they're actually investigating. Questions like, did you ever lie to get out of trouble? Or have you ever committed a crime? Most suspects will answer no to these types of questions, since they're trying to come across as an honest and trustworthy person. But examiners assume that the answer to at least one of these control questions will really be a yes. After all, you've probably lied at some point or another, and when they're asking you if you've ever committed a crime, the time when you were 12 and jaywalked will suddenly start replaying in your mind. As soon as the suspect tells one of these white lies, it puts a blip on the polygraph machine that serves as an example of the physiological response given when the suspect lies. Mixed in with the control questions are relevant questions. In a drug case, for example, a test conductor will ask, did you ever use an illegal drug? The conductor scores the test by comparing the physiological responses to these relevant questions against the probable lie questions. If you react more strongly to the relevant questions, they'll say you're lying. But if you're truly innocent, you should fear the control questions about your past more, and thus react more strongly to them. From this, they'll conclude you're telling the truth. Or at least that's how the theory works. By knowing how the machine works, you can beat it by lying just as much with your body as you are with your words. Remember, a suspect's lie only counts as a lie if it registers as more of a lie than the control lie. So here's how you beat the test. Change your heart rate, respiratory rate, blood pressure, and sweat while answering the control questions. Send your control lies off the charts. By comparison, your answers to the relevant questions, whether you're telling the truth or not, will seem true. Movies like Ocean's 11 have made famous techniques like pressing down on a thumbtack in your shoe to ramp up your vitals during these control questions. Unfortunately, these techniques are now so famous, test conductors will look for off-the-chart reactions to see if you're trying to fool the test. And sometimes they even make you take off your shoes. So you have to be a bit more subtle than this. A better way is to think of scary or exciting thoughts when you recognize a control question. Things like imagining you're walking across a tightrope 100 stories in the air and looking down at the ground. Or you can try to answer some complicated math problems in your head, like dividing 183 by 4. And since pain induces a similar physiological response as lying, some will recommend you bite down on your tongue or dig a fingernail into the tip of another finger. But this could be difficult to do unnoticed when you're sitting 5 feet away from your interrogator. Then, when you're answering relevant questions, stay calm. Maintain your baseline breathing pattern and let your mind be at ease, thinking of waves washing ashore on the beach. Even if you produce a slight response when asked the more intense relevant questions, you should have produced artificially stronger responses while answering the control questions, and thus be safe. If you liked learning how you can pull one over on the feds, be sure to watch one of our other great videos here. Have a great day, and remember, there's always more to learn.